election. Joining us now to discuss this are CNN political commentator Ana Navarro and former political director for President George W. Bush, Matt Schlapp. Great to see both of you. Matt, here's their thinking. They say that these funds were paid, this is what the nonprofit group says, for the purpose of influencing the 2016 presidential election. Therefore, they should be considered a campaign expense, and they were not reported. Your thoughts?
I don't really have many thoughts on this, Allison. I don't even know what we know. They're basing this on a publication that is kind of like TMZ, a gossip publication.
Originally,
I'm sure the media will
hold on, Matt, but there's been other reporting. The Wall Street Journal, which is not
TMZ.
the
reporting on
but
the reporting
I know what you're talking
of
about,
that.
In Touch, the original one. But Wall Street Journal.
Allison, do you read In Touch?
Hold on.
I don't read it.
Matt,
do you read it?
I do read the Wall Street Journal, and here's what.
But I don't read In Touch.
Matt, here's what the Wall Street Journal has said. They have determined that there was this LLC, this sort of shell account, that Michael Cohen, the president's lawyer, funneled $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels through her lawyer. So
look,
do you think the Wall Street Journal is legit?
I think the Wall Street Journal is legit, but in all due respect, with everything that's going on in the country, I thought we were going to talk about immigration reform this morning. I thought we were going to talk about the shutdown. I thought we were going to talk about how we're going to fund the government in 3 weeks. And we're going to really talk about an article from In Touch magazine on facts we don't even know to be true. We are all better than this.
Matt, so conservatives don't care anymore about extramarital affairs?
Absolutely. We especially care about it when people use the government, which the Clintons did, to use their government power to try to silence women. I think that is a line that should not be crossed.
Matt, hold on. Let me get a word in.
You literally want to delve into the sex lives of everyone in politics? I do not.
Matt,
I do not.
You don't care. You don't care if a candidate used campaign funds.
Allison, I care about a lot of things.
Yeah?
I just think that with everything that's going on in this country, all the issues we have to face, I listen and watch your show.
Yeah.
I respect you. Are we really going to talk about an article from In Touch magazine, a magazine I don't even look at? I see it in the grocery store line. We can spend this time in a more effective way. You can attack Trump in all kinds of ways. We can be scrutinizing of Trump. But really, this?
Matt. So you don't care anymore about a candidate's extramarital affairs. You don't want to talk about it anymore. How convenient.
I didn't say I don't care. I just said with all the public policy questions at stake, why don't we talk about them? I bet Anna might even agree.
Anna?
Oh, sweetheart, can you just get me a vat of popcorn? I'd like to sit here all morning and, watch this entertainment going on. Look, the bottom line is, it's true. People don't care. Christian conservatives don't care. I think it's part of what the Donald Trump effect has been. There was this great skit on Saturday Night Live over the weekend. Does it even matter anymore? It does not even matter anymore.
Should it matter if a candidate paid $130,000 to a porn star, let's use it hypothetically, for an affair and didn't disclose it? Were those campaign funds? Should those be considered campaign funds? Should the FEC look into it?
Look, I think there's going to be an ongoing investigation on this. I think there is the issue that needs to be answered about in-kind donation. But the political question is, do people care? And the answer is, there is a scandal du jour. There used to be soup du jour in most restaurants. With this president, there is a scandal du jour. And so it's like going to the butcher shop. You got to take a number. And a lot of us care more about Russia, and a lot of us care more about his racist comments, and a lot of us care more about fixing immigration than whether he got spanked on the butt with the Forbes magazine. What I want to know is who was on the cover. I mean, we are at a level where we don't, it doesn't even matter anymore because there is so much that we are
unfortunate, Matt? We're at this point that these things don't matter to conservatives like yourself.
Look, what would be your magazine of choice, Matt?
Oh, boy.
To get spanked on the butt, Anna? I would want your picture on it. Is that a deal?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Look, I think this is an outrageous waste of time. I think we should be talking...
I'm just curious, Matt, did you think it was an outrageous waste of time for John Edwards when there were reports about John Edwards?
But he did use campaign money, Allison. And what you're basically saying is...
aren't we trying to find out whether Donald Trump did the same?
Look, I watch your show. It's not like you don't have enough material to talk about on the public policy questions of the day.
So why don't you want to talk about this one,
If
Matt?
there is wrongdoing, no matter who commits wrongdoing in this country, I think law enforcement ought to go after that wrongdoing. If
and you have to look into it, which is why this nonprofit group wants to look into it.
But Allison, don't try to box us into this idea that we're hypocrites just because
Why not?
we want to focus on the issues of the day. And if
you
there's any
felt
wrongdoing,
the issue
of course
of the
it should be
day
going
with
after.
John Edwards, you were happy to talk about it, but not now.
I never was
pointing out.
invited on your show to talk about it, but I do think after a year of everything we see at the FBI, all this question of the special counsel.
I know,
Honest to goodness,
you
can I tell you?
You want to change the.
But I mean, when
I'll talk about it.
When
if
we
you
are,
want to waste time and talk about it, I'm right here. Let's talk about it.
No, you don't want to talk about it. But when
You've already wasted 4 minutes. Go ahead.
Can you just imagine, seriously, can we just for a minute imagine in 50 years when children are studying history of the Trump administration? I mean, can you make this up? Stormy Daniels, you know, him getting butt spanked with the cover of a magazine.
So you don't believe it? Just to get you on the record, you don't believe it, Matt?
I don't believe when people tell me In Touch magazine has a scoop, I'm dubious. Do you think that's unwise of me to be dubious about In Touch magazine?
Do you believe the Wall Street Journal's scoop?
Look, what we have in journalism today is people write stories on other stories. Go back to the original story and see if that is credible.
They got their new reporting about
Allison,
the LLC and Michael Cohen paying $130,000. That is the Wall Street Journal's reporting, Matt.
My only point is this, Allison, which is if there is campaign violations, if there are campaign violations, the FEC will look at it. In the meantime, I'm not going to comment about In Touch magazine.
When it comes to Donald Trump, what we saw during the campaign, and we continue seeing during his presidency, is that he gets measured by a different stick. We knew Donald Trump, the brand, as the brash billionaire TV guy. He got away in that campaign with doing and saying 50 things that would have killed any ordinary politician. Frankly, if we'd found out that Mike Pence had paid a stripper $130 to spank him, we would be, scandalized. But when people voted for Donald Trump, they knew they were voting for a guy who has this kind of character. They knew they were voting for a guy who had these kinds of issues. I mean, for God's sakes, we heard it in his own voice on tape. So this is not a surprise to anybody. I think the reason that you're not seeing the outrage and the level of interest is because there's not much shock value to this, and people knew what they were getting.
I guess. I mean, that's not what the vice president said. The vice president said he's not going to comment on the latest baseless allegations.
He ain't stupid.
Not sure how he knows how they're baseless.
Would you comment about your bosses?
We've got 1 second. Go ahead, Matt.
I do think the line here that gets crossed by politicians is when they use their office to cover up their moral turpitude, and when they use our taxpayers' money to take care of those things. I think that's a line that everybody cares about. I do care about what politicians do in their personal life. I just have to put it within the greater scope of things. That's what we all do.
Okay. Very good. Anna Navarro, Matt